Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Matt Horn
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Leading the round of junior jumpers is Priscilla Williams riding Lucky Lass.
We've seen quite a bit of growth in Miss Williams.
I expect great things from both horse and rider.
Darling, maybe this is a good time to share our happy news.
We're getting married, and we're going on a world cruise for the next 4 months.
4 months? But my training?
Actually, just Charles and I are going. You're going to be spending the summer in Michigan with your father. Isn't that wonderful?
Hey, Matt. Mark Boyd here. I was hoping to talk to you. I'm disappointed I didn't reach you because normally I am completely snockered at this time of day. I purposely stayed sober just for this. So I'm going to hang up and start drinking. Call me back. Hopefully you can catch me before I pass out. All right? Bye-bye.
On the line, we have Mark Boyd talking to us from. Where are you talking from, Mark?
Well, I'm in my car. I am in Michigan, in the U.S., in central Michigan.
That's nowhere near Elvino.
No, I don't know any of those. It's actually near Detroit.
No, I meant the weather thing, the weather problem.
Oh, El Nino. No, we're just getting a lot of global warming here. I'm actually happy about that. It's a very mild winter compared to what we usually have, so I say bring it on.
Now, Mark, unfortunately, I've got to slightly go a bit onto this podcast to state that obviously this has been a reoccurring thing for all of this week's podcast, so obviously you can hear other people's views on it. This Monday, we lost one of the greatest musical legends in the world, David Bowie, and yesterday, unfortunately, we lost Mr. Alan Rickman as well. Same age, same illness, actually, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes, both cancer. I'm not sure what types, but and very young.
Your thoughts, Mark?
Sometimes you feel it's one of those things where you don't realize what you have till it's gone. Alan Rickman was one of those people that I would have loved to have done a movie with at some point. Everything he did was amazing. And, of course, David Bowie's legendary. In fact, he's got that new album that he just released. I heard Lazarus off that. I thought it was amazing. So here he is at 69, still rocking it and still able to create amazing, brilliant stuff. It's just a shame to lose people that young. 69 didn't used to sound young when I was a kid, but it sure does these days.
Were you a Bowie fan growing up?
Not really growing up. It was more later that I started to appreciate his music. You know what? This is kind of odd. The first time I saw something he did that I thought, wow, that was really good. This is a little embarrassing because it was a duet with Bing Crosby singing a Christmas song on a variety show.
Yes. The fa-fa-fa-fa.
Yeah, the little drummer boy.
Yeah.
And I'm watching TV. I don't remember when that was. I was probably a teenager. But I'm watching that and I thought, wow, David Bowie's got a beautiful voice. But I never realized it before. And so I started paying more attention to his work after that. But it was funny that was what caught my attention first. Probably because his voice was so isolated for that piece that you could actually hear him and little else.
Well, Mark, I've explained to you the gist of the podcast, haven't I?
Yes.
For anyone who's never heard of it, Mark, this is what happens.
Hello, and welcome to Matt Horn Meets. I am a computer, the Hawk 1000. I am here to tell you how the podcast works. Throughout the interview, both Matt and the interviewee will be selecting objects for use in the final part of the podcast, where the interviewee will be pitching a film idea. It should be noted at this point that the interviewee's responses are real and at time of recording, and none of the objects have been selected beforehand. Thank you. and goodbye.
And that's it. So, Mark, how are you feeling?
I'm fine. How about you?
I meant, are you feeling confident, Mark? Are you feeling confident?
Oh, sure. Yeah, what can it hurt?
I think you're the first person who I've interviewed this year who's been in a car. So, look out for the police. Look out for teenagers trying to look at your car. So, the first object, Mark, is a joint decision between you and me.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has to have something to do with your new film, Rodeo Girl.
Okay.
What do you think would be a good object?
How about cowboy hat?
A cowboy hat.
Yes.
Yes, I think we'll have a cowboy hat. Okay, cowboy hat it is. So, obviously, we're talking about your new film, Rodeo Girl. And it's a pleasure, Mark. It's a pleasure to be doing promotion for this film because it's not got any blood, it's not got any gore. To be honest, it's a bit of a family film, isn't it?
Well, I'm considered something of the villain in the film, and I'm really not all that bad. So I got to say, it's a very sweet, family-oriented picture.
Are you kind of like a Disney villain?
There you go. Yeah, maybe not even that severe. Some of those are kind of scary. And maybe it's just me. Maybe that's the actor in me because the villains never really think they're villains, do they?
Mm.
You know, what they do has motivation behind it. In the movie, I play a businessman from Texas. I am interested in the land. Kevin Sorbo plays the lead, the father of the girl that is the subject of the movie. And I'm interested in the land that he owns. There's a horse that he owns that I want to buy from him. And in the end, I cut a deal so that he can keep the horse and make his girl happy. And, you know, I sort of like the Grinch. I actually end up being generous after all.
Obviously, it's a spoiler. Nobody want to watch the film now. You spoil it for everybody, Mark. I'm kind of thinking Free Willy at the minute. And the reason why I'm thinking Free Willy is because if you remember, Michael Ironside plays a sort of businessman who wants to transport the whales to a new aquarium to make money.
Right.
So really, is this film and your character sort of any different?
Yeah, I would see it that way. He's not out to hurt anybody, although, you know, he doesn't care if people get hurt on the way. He just wants to accomplish what he wants to accomplish, and he's acting within the law. He's doing what he should do for his business, and there's nothing wrong with it.
And there's a lot of huge sort of emphasis on the National Youth Rodeo, isn't there?
There seems to be, yes. There seems to be a lot more of that more recently.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say a few things. They're real horses, aren't they? They're not like fake horses.
No, they're real horses. Luckily, I don't think I had to ride one.
Mark, it would have probably kicked you if it knew what you were doing.
I have shot some things where I've had to ride horseback, and it's not very realistic looking.
So how did you get involved in the project in the first place?
The producer, Joel Reisig, is someone that I've known from previous projects. I believe he may have asked me to audition for this. I don't recall exactly because there have been a couple of things that he's done where he's asked me to audition, other things he's done that I just happened to see the audition post. He'll post something on Facebook, and I'll notice that there's a new project coming up, and I'll give him a call and say, hey, I'd like to audition for that. It seems like this is one of those where he asked me to come in and audition. I almost didn't make it to the audition, and I had canceled, and the very last second it worked out. I gave him a call, and I said, hey, I'm going to show up after all, and ended up getting the part.
It's more about who you know these days.
I did have to audition. I think, you know, on one hand, we know each other. On the other hand, he casts me in things because he knows my level of ability, and he knows if that matches what the part is he's looking for. So if he thinks, yeah, Boyd is appropriate for the role, then he can have a lot more confidence than casting someone who seems to be appropriate after, you know, a couple of minutes of auditioning, but he doesn't know their work. You see that in some of the big budget movies too. You see people that are working together over and over. There's a certain level of confidence there that you know how that person works, and so you can say, okay, this is the right person for the job.
So what was it like working for the cast and crew on set?
Joel always has a great atmosphere on his sets. It's just everybody's working to get this done. There's not a lot of, horsing around. There's not a lot of goofing off. But at the same time, it's a light, playful atmosphere. You know, people get their job done in between takes. If you say something silly or funny, nobody's going to scold you for not paying attention. But we also don't make things take twice as long as they should. So as an actor, it was great. I like getting the job done, but I like having fun doing it.
And on that note, are there any funny anecdotes you could share about the production of the film?
None that I can share. Funny anecdotes.
Mark, remember this is a family film.
I'm sure there were. It's funny because this was actually shot quite a while ago, so I'm trying to remember. I think we shot it about a year ago, maybe a year and a half.
Because you always find with independent projects, it takes some while sometimes for it to be released.
Oh, yeah. Well, all projects. So there's small projects all the way up to the large ones. There's so much work after the initial shooting. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it before the actors are even called to the set. But then once it's shot, there's so much post-production and distribution and advertising and all sorts of stuff that's behind the scenes that I'm not smart enough to understand all of it, but it seems to take quite a while.
See, the funny thing is, Mark, and this is the first time I've actually noticed this, because I'm looking on IMDb, obviously. It's interesting how many things you can find, independent-wise, how many things you can find on Amazon Prime. You can actually watch this film on Amazon Prime.
Yes. The face of movie distribution has changed so dramatically. The big studios want to sink all their money into the huge pictures, but then these little indies don't get distribution, but at the same time, things like Amazon Prime weren't there just a very short time ago, but now, if they can get the word out, anybody in the world can log on and watch it.
Obviously, it's time for your second object, Mark.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's a 5x5, signed photograph of myself. Yeah.
Okay, that's the object.
That's the object, yes.
Is this 5 feet?
5 inches.
Okay.
We don't want to scare you, Mark. We don't want you to wake up and there suddenly be a full-foot poster of my face looking down.
That's right. I was concerned there for a second.
Anyway, the question that goes with it is what made you want to get into acting in the first place?
Yeah, well, women? No, that's not it. I do remember standing up in front of class for like speech class and being terrified and hating that. But whenever I got into a play in school, for some reason that was so much more fun. The scripts were written, so I wasn't trying to create the actual script in front of people, but I was able to deliver them in a way that was entertaining, that was funny, that was, fun to watch, that was interesting. That to me brought so much joy to me, and it's just kind of grown from there. The more I learn about it, the more I want to do those things. Probably the first thing that interested me was just being able to create something and to perform it in a way that I was proud of it, and it still seems to be the case. That's what keeps me interested in it.
Well, Mark, it's now time for my favourite part of the podcast.
Okay, now I'm concerned, but go ahead.
It's the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but we're saying it's a quickfire round.
Okay.
And this is the part of the podcast where you get to choose from 1 to 5 objects in exchange for more questions about your acting career.
Okay.
And you get to choose these objects from my ISU. It's an imaginary storage unit. It's a cross between the Doctor's TARDIS and Sherlock's Mind Palace.
Perfect.
I know, thank you. So how many objects would you like?
Let's go for 3.
For 3.
Yeah.
What would you like?
So I need to pick the objects out of the ISU.
Yes. It's got a big budget.
Does it? Oh, good. One of them would be, I'm picturing a paddle ball game.
Okay, I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Wooden paddle, like a ping pong paddle, but it's got a ball on a rubber band. Because it is such a big budget, that immediately sprung to mind. Ballet slippers.
Okay. Yes.
Scuba tanks.
You haven't broke the bank this time, Mark. Still got plenty of things in there. The first question of the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but we're saying it's a quickfire round, is you used to be a comedian, didn't you?
question is used to be. I used to travel the U.S. full time as a comedian. I did that for about 10 years. I still dabble. I'll do some stand up, once every few months. I'm at a club somewhere just for fun now, just to write something new and invite friends out and do a performance. Yeah, I still keep my hand in that once in a while.
Sub question to that is what advice would you give to anyone who wants to be a stand up comedian?
Don't take advice from comedians. That is sort of a true thing because comedians have such a jaundiced view of what that talent looks like because there's so many contradictions to that. Somebody will say, "Oh, don't ever play guitar on stage," and you can point to any number of people that do that are very successful or very talented with it. Don't ever wear all black. You get these things that are just ridiculous advice that really have nothing to do with what you're doing on stage. When I very first started out, I would wear a suit and tie like I saw the comedians on TV, but these were in comedy clubs where you'd see a guy in torn jeans and a sweater. So I was asking comedians that came through, what do you think of my set? What advice would you give? And one of them said, lose the tie. And that's when I stopped asking for advice because I thought, well, if they knew what was going on, they probably wouldn't be working the same club I am. I guess for real advice, though, if you enjoy it, don't do it for the money. Do it for the love of the craft and do it as much as possible. That's the way you learn. When it comes to acting, comedy, I'm sure any number of things, but for those two, that's been my experience. The more I've done it, the more I've learned. And the more I've watched others, the more I've learned.
Your second question, Mark.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting tense now. It's getting tense. You were in a short in 2013 called American Cheese.
Yes, I was.
What is your favourite American cheese?
I would have to say sharp cheddar. Pretty cliche, but yeah, I enjoy a good, strong, sharp cheddar.
A mature cheddar, perhaps?
Yes. I have a question. How do you know these things about me?
It's on IMDb, Mark. Come on. I know everything, Mark.
And the follow-up question, why?
Anyway, your third question. It's quite a nice question anyway for you. Obviously, you've been in a number of projects. It's actually a two-part question to this one. Who has been your favourite actor or actress to work with? And secondly, if you could act with any actor, who would it be and why?
Those are both hard questions. I get along with just about anybody. I'm trying to think if there was somebody that I loved working with them. They're all a great experience. I mean, and there's people that you would never have heard of. Well, maybe you know them, but most people have never heard of just because they've been in a lot of independent movies like myself. There's people who live here in Michigan or have moved out to LA, but from here, I enjoy working with them immensely. And then there's people like I was in a movie called Whip It. Drew Barrymore was the director. Actually, she had a small part in it, but she was mainly there because she was directing. And it was such a delightful thing to meet her and see her off camera, what she's like as a person. I enjoyed that so much. I thought how fun that would be to actually work on another movie with her. And there's just a few people like that I've worked with. I don't know that I could pick somebody out specifically. As far as who I would work with, man, there's Robert Downey Jr., there's Hugh Jackman. I could go on and on, actually, because I see so many different types of actors. They just seem like the type of actor that I would love to work with. People that seem talented, but also have fun with it.
Now it's time for the part of the podcast I detest, Mark. It's a new feature. Somebody said it would be a great idea. I said no, but unfortunately, this year we've got to do it. I thought this would be a very nice addition to the podcast, and damn was I a stupid man. But anyway, so here it is. It's called Ask Matt Anything, and this is the part of the podcast where the role of interviewer is given to Mark to ask me a question that doesn't consist of how did you get into this, have you ever acted, or what do you do in your spare time. So it can be anything you like, Mark.
What did you want to be when you were a kid? What was that thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Radio presenter, and I did it, so there you go.
Well, good for you. That's awesome because a lot of people don't end up doing what they thought they wanted to do.
Well, technically, I haven't fulfilled my life's ambition to become a filmmaker, so there's still that to go, I suppose.
Well, there's still time left, right?
Yeah. So, Mark, it's now time for the improv bit, the bit we've all been waiting for.
Okay.
So, to recap, we've got a cowboy hat, 5x5 signed photo of myself, a paddleball game, ballet slippers, and scuba tanks. And with those objects, Mark, you've got to pitch to me an idea for a 5 to 10 minute short film featuring Drew Barrymore and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh boy, I wish I had not been so clever about creating those objects.
That's what everyone says.
I should have just picked 5 things that were all had to do with each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought I should have listened to your podcast before I called you, so I know these things. Let's see. A pitch for a short film?
Yeah, short film featuring cowboy hat, 5x5, paddleball game, ballet slippers, scuba tanks, and you've got to use the actors Drew Barrymore and Robert Downey Jr. and probably yourself as well.
Oh man. Can I call you back next week with that?
No. That's why it's called improv, Mark.
Yeah. That's why I don't do it. That's why I like to work with a written script. Oh, let's see. This is a true story, actually. There's a guy living in Corpus Christi, Texas, which is on the Gulf of Mexico, who teaches scuba. And I don't know if you know Texas or not. Everybody there wears cowboy hats. But he relocates to, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember where he moved to. I think it might have been, it was somewhere in the UK. Help me out. Where was that? You know this guy?
I'll Google it. Who are we talking about again?
Well, I can't think of his name. From Texas originally. He was a scuba instructor. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. He went to Dominican Republic, to Punta Cana. Now he teaches scuba there, but he's one of the few people that wears cowboy hats because, you know, that's not a thing there. But where he came from, that's what you do. The name of this short would be The Man with the Cowboy Hat. One of his students, so that would be played by Robert Downey Jr., and he's there teaching. He's basically run away from life by going to this tropical area just to teach scuba lessons and hide from everyone and not have a relationship. Now, Drew Barrymore was a ballet dancer, see, but due to a groin pull injury, had to stop dancing. And she's depressed. She's upset. She ends up taking a vacation on her own. She didn't even want to go, but her friends made her do it. They all chip in. They buy her this vacation. And now she's vacationing coincidentally in Punta Cana, where she decides to take scuba lessons and meets the man in the cowboy hat. And she's run out of cash. She doesn't know what to do, but she said, I could pay for this with a signed 5x5 picture of Matt Horn. And Robert Downey Jr. said, is this 5 feet or 5 inches? No, it's 5 inches square. And he says, no, you can keep that. And what happened later at a bar after the lessons are over, there's a paddleboard game contest, which they both lose, but they find each other ridiculously charming. They go their separate ways, and it is kind of a sad ending now that I think of it, so never mind.
One of the weirder ones I've had.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. You've been such a trooper anyway for doing this, Mark. You now get the chance to plug Rodeo Girl and whatever projects you've got coming up.
Oh, gosh. I have not seen the finished product for Rodeo Girl. I'm looking forward to it. It was one of the more fun pictures that I was on set with, but also thought it was a very charming script, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I hope anyone who watches it finds it just as charming. I am actually in the middle of shooting another Joe Rysick production. Not so charming and family-oriented. It's about human trafficking to raise awareness, and I play a father of a girl who's been abducted and becomes very involved in her search in a sort of a Bruce Willis fashion. So I'm looking forward to that. We just started shooting. It's a very different character for me. So also, and not that this really means anything to anybody in the UK, but I'm in a play. I'm doing some live theater in the Detroit area in February, and it's a very gripping, gritty story about two Chicago police officers and things that go terribly wrong in that town.
You mentioned Joe Isaac's new film. It's a bit like Taken, isn't it?
This is a story that is more about the girl's story. I don't want to make it sound like I'm the lead or anything, but later in the movie I get more involved because I've hired a private investigator, even though there's police that are trying to do their own thing. I need somebody that's going to be more aggressive about finding her, and that particular person has his own flaws. So it's a little more of a group effort trying to find her, and I just happen to be one of the people in the team looking for her.
Well, Mark, it's been a pleasure interviewing you.
I got to tell you, I'm not one to talk about myself much, but it's always a pleasure to talk to anybody who is interested in hearing about things like this.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, and good luck to you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.